Yo, what is up everybody? Welcome back to our YouTube channel. If you are new here, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest content. Today we're diving into a topic that's both fascinating and kinda terrifying, the dark web. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the dark web has a certain allure, right? It's like this mysterious underbelly of the internet where anything goes and everything is hidden. But, and this is a big but, it's also a place where you can get yourself into some serious trouble real quick, especially if you're a beginner. So, in this video, we're going to be talking about the top 5 things you need to avoid on the dark web. Like, it's your job, seriously, stay far, far away from this stuff. We're talking about protecting yourself, your identity, and maybe even your freedom. You down with that? Let's do it. Number 1, avoid illegal marketplaces. These are places where you can buy anything from drugs to weapons, and getting involved can land you in serious legal trouble. Number 2, steer clear of phishing scams. These are designed to steal your personal information and can lead to identity theft. Number 3, avoid ransomware. Downloading files from untrusted sources can infect your computer and hold your data hostage. Number 4, don't trust fake websites. These can look legitimate but are designed to scam you out of your money or personal information. And finally, number 5, avoid forums that promote illegal activities. Engaging in these communities can make you a target for law enforcement. Always use a VPN to protect your identity and stay safe. All right, let's dive deeper into each of these points. First up, we got to talk about the elephant in the room, or should I say the black market in the dark web. This shadowy underworld is where your credit card information goes to meet its untimely demise. It's a place where anonymity reigns supreme, and illegal activities thrive in the shadows. Yeah, we're talking about those illegal marketplaces. These are not your average online stores. They're hidden behind layers of encryption and accessible only through special browsers like Tor. You know, the ones that sound like they're straight out of a cyberpunk novel. Imagine a digital black market where anything and everything is up for grabs, from illicit substances to counterfeit documents. You can find everything from stolen credit card info and fake passports to more nefarious items. These marketplaces are a haven for criminals looking to make a quick buck off your personal information, to weapons and drugs. Yes, you heard that right. The dark web is a one-stop shop for all things illegal, and it's as dangerous as it sounds. Now, I know it might be tempting to see what all the fuss is about, but trust me, it's not worth the risk. The allure of the forbidden can be strong, but the consequences are even stronger. These marketplaces are crawling with scammers and hackers just waiting to prey on unsuspecting newbies. They use sophisticated techniques to lure you in, and before you know it, you're caught in their web. One wrong click and bam. You could be looking at identity theft, financial ruin, or worse. Your personal information can be sold and resold, leading to a cascade of problems that can take years to resolve. And let's not forget about the legal ramifications. Engaging in these activities isn't just risky, it's illegal. Law enforcement agencies around the world are cracking down on dark web activities. Buying or selling illegal goods on the dark web can land you in some serious hot water with the authorities. We're talking about coordinated raids, arrests, and long-term investigations. We're talking hefty fines, jail time, the whole 9 yards. The legal system doesn't take kindly to those who think they can operate outside the law. So unless you're trying to become the next Silk Road mastermind, which, for the record, I highly advise against, just stay away from these illegal marketplaces. The original Silk Road founder is serving a life sentence, a stark reminder of the severe consequences. Your bank account, your freedom, and your sanity will thank you. In the end, the risks far outweigh any perceived rewards. Stay safe, stay legal, and keep your personal information protected. When your credit card information is stolen, it often ends up on these dark web marketplaces. Hackers and cyber criminals list your data for sale, where it can be bought by anyone willing to pay the price. These listings, often called credit card dumps, include all the details needed to make fraudulent transactions. Buyers can purchase this information in bulk, making it a lucrative business for cyber criminals. There are even forums and communities on the dark web where criminals share tips and tricks on how to exploit stolen credit card information. It's a well-organized network designed to maximize the damage to victims. For the victims, this means unauthorized charges, drained bank accounts, and a long, arduous process to reclaim their financial identity. The impact can be devastating and long-lasting. To protect yourself, Always monitor your financial statements, use strong, unique passwords, and consider credit monitoring services. Staying vigilant is your best defense against these dark web threats. Next up on our list of things to avoid on the dark web are hacking services. Now, this one might seem like a no-brainer, but you'd be surprised how many people think they can dabble in a little bit of cybercrime without consequences. Here's the thing. Hiring a hacker is illegal, plain and simple. It doesn't matter if you're trying to break into your ex's email account or take down a rival website, it's still a crime. And the consequences can be dire. We're talking about hefty fines, jail time, and a permanent black mark on your digital record. Plus, you're essentially trusting a complete stranger with sensitive information. And let's be real, do you really think a hacker operating on the dark web is going to be concerned with your best interests? They're more likely to take your money and run, or worse, use your information against you. So, unless you want to become a cautionary tale in the world of cybersecurity, steer clear of hacking services on the dark web. Hacking services on the dark web can range from simple tasks like breaking into social media accounts to more complex operations like corporate espionage and financial fraud. These services are often advertised on forums and marketplaces, with hackers offering their skills for a price. Payments are usually made in cryptocurrencies to maintain anonymity, but this also means there's no way to get your money back if things go wrong. Communication with these hackers is typically done through encrypted channels, making it difficult for law enforcement to track. However, many of these so-called services are scams, with hackers disappearing after receiving payment. So it's not just illegal, it's also incredibly risky. Stay safe and avoid hacking services on the dark web. All right, let's talk about something you've probably heard whispers about, the illegal drug trade on the dark web. It's a topic that has fascinated and terrified people in equal measure. The dark web, often shrouded in mystery, is a part of the internet that isn't indexed by traditional search engines. It's a place where anonymity reigns supreme, and unfortunately, that anonymity is often exploited for illegal activities. Now, I know what you're thinking. Are you serious? Everyone knows about that. But do they really understand the full extent of it? The dark web isn't just a plot device in your favorite crime drama. It's a real and dangerous place. And you're right, it's no secret that the dark web has become a haven for buying and selling drugs. From synthetic opioids to designer psychedelics, you can find almost anything if you know where to look. But the ease of access has lulled many into a false sense of security. But here's the thing, just because it's easy to access doesn't mean it's safe or smart. The allure of anonymity can make people forget the very real dangers involved. It's not just about the legal risks, it's about your health and safety. First of all, the quality and purity of drugs bought online are highly questionable. Unlike regulated pharmaceuticals, these substances are often mixed with harmful additives. You might think you're buying one thing, but end up with something entirely different. You never know what you're really getting, and that can have deadly consequences. There have been countless cases of overdoses and poisonings from drugs bought on the dark web. The risk is simply not worth it. Second, even if you manage to get your hands on the good stuff, you're still breaking the law. The anonymity of the dark web might make you feel invincible, but law enforcement agencies are constantly evolving their tactics to catch offenders, and trust me, the feds are watching. They have sophisticated tools and methods to track down illegal activities. Just because you can't see them doesn't mean they aren't there. They've shut down countless dark web drug marketplaces, and they're always on the lookout for new ones. Operations like Silk Road and Alpha Bay were once thought to be untouchable, but they were eventually taken down. Getting caught with drugs bought online can lead to serious legal trouble, including jail time. The penalties are severe, and the legal system doesn't take these offenses lightly. It's a high-stakes game with very few winners. So, unless you're trying to be the star of the next Netflix true crime documentary, stay away from the illegal drug trade on the dark web. It's a dangerous world that promises much, but delivers only peril. Stay safe, stay smart, and steer clear. Unlike the thrilling escapades of Walter White and Jesse Pinkman in Breaking Bad, the reality of the dark web is far from glamorous. In the show, chemistry genius Walter White meticulously controls the quality of his product. On the dark web, however, you have no such assurances. The drugs are often cut with dangerous substances, and there's no way to verify their purity. Moreover, Breaking Bad portrays a world where the main characters can outsmart law enforcement with their cunning plans. In reality, the dark web is heavily monitored by authorities. The sophisticated methods used by law enforcement to track and apprehend offenders are far more advanced than any fictional plot twist. And let's not forget the personal toll. Walter White's descent into the drug trade leads to devastating consequences for his family and himself. The dark web is no different. The risks you take can have far-reaching impacts on your life and the lives of those around you. It's a path fraught with peril, not the thrilling adventure depicted on TV. So remember, the dark web isn't a TV show. It's a dangerous reality with serious consequences. Stay informed, stay cautious, and most importantly, stay away. This next one might seem obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people slip up and share personal information on the dark web. Remember, this is a place where anonymity is key. That means no real names, no addresses, no phone numbers, no social media handles, nada. Think of it like this. The dark web is like a giant digital masquerade ball. Everyone's wearing a mask, and you should be too. Sharing any personal information is like ripping off your mask and shouting your identity to the world. And trust me, there are plenty of shady characters on the dark web who would love to get their hands on your personal data. We're talking about identity thieves, scammers, and all sorts of other unsavory individuals. So if you want to keep your identity safe and avoid becoming a victim of cybercrime, keep your personal information on lockdown while browsing the dark web. Use a reliable VPN to mask your IP address and encrypt your internet connection. Enable two-factor authentication on all your accounts to add an extra layer of security. Use a password manager to generate and store strong, unique passwords for each of your accounts. Regularly update your software and operating system to protect against vulnerabilities. Use encrypted messaging apps for communication to ensure your conversations remain private. And always cover your webcam when not in use to prevent unauthorized access. Last but not least, we need to talk about something that's not only dangerous, but downright disturbing. Hitman services on the dark web. This isn't just some urban legend or a plot from a crime thriller. It's a real issue that exists in the shadowy corners of the internet, and it's something that should never be taken lightly. Now I know what you're thinking. Are you serious? Do those actually exist? It sounds like something out of a movie, right? But the dark web is a place where the unimaginable can become reality. And the answer is yes. Unfortunately, they do. These sites claim to offer services that are not only illegal but also deeply unethical. They prey on the darkest impulses of human nature. But here's the thing. 99.9% of these so-called hitman services are scams. They are elaborate traps set up by cybercriminals to exploit the desperate and the gullible. They're designed to prey on vulnerable people who are desperate enough to consider such a thing. Imagine being in such a dark place that you would even think about hiring a hitman. These scammers know how to manipulate those emotions. These scammers will take your money, your information, and then disappear, leaving you high and dry, and possibly in even more danger than before. They might even use your information for further blackmail or fraud. But even if, and this is a big if, you stumble across a legitimate hitman service, let me be crystal clear. Hiring someone to harm another human being is not only morally reprehensible, but also illegal as hell. The consequences are severe and far-reaching. We're talking about serious jail time, like the rest of your life kind of jail time. The legal system does not take kindly to those who conspire to commit murder, and the penalties reflect the gravity of the crime. So for the love of all that is good in this world, stay far, far away from hitman services on the dark web. It's not just about avoiding legal trouble. It's about preserving your humanity and the humanity of others. No matter how desperate you may feel, there are always better solutions than resorting to violence. And let's be clear about something else. Joking about these kinds of services is also a bad idea. Even if you think it's harmless, joking about hiring a hitman or engaging in illegal activities can have serious consequences. You never know who might be listening or how your words might be interpreted. Law enforcement agencies monitor the dark web and other online platforms for suspicious activity. A joke taken out of context could lead to an investigation, and you could find yourself in a lot of trouble, even if you never intended to follow through. So always think before you speak or type. The dark web is not a place for jokes or casual comments about serious crimes. The risks are too high, and the potential fallout is too severe. Stay safe, stay smart, and stay far away from these dark corners of the internet. So there you have it, the top 5 things to avoid on the dark web like the plague. Look, I get it, the dark web can be intriguing, but it's also incredibly dangerous, especially for beginners. It's like wandering into a dark alley in a bad part of town. You never know what you're going to find, and it's probably best not to stick around and find out. To stay safe, always use a reputable VPN to mask your IP address and encrypt your internet connection. Make sure your computer's security software is up to date to protect against malware and other threats. Be cautious about the websites you visit and the information you share. Avoid downloading files or clicking on suspicious links. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any tips for staying safe on the dark web. And as always, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more content, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Stay curious, stay informed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.